Hello and welcome to Thermomix Adventures. Lisa here. Hey look, today I'm going to show you how to make Diane Sauce with ease in your Thermomix. Now, sauces is the monthly download you will find at Thermomix Adventures for those of you who have subscribed over there. If you haven't, keep an eye out in the Learn More tab to find that when I put it up over there. I've got a second. But otherwise subscribe so that next month when I do the next download, you are one of the first to get it. So let's get started on this recipe. I'm going to go straight to start cooking. And the first thing it's asking for is parsley. Now I have parsley in the garden, forgot to bring it in, so guess what? I'm going to leave it out. That's okay. Insert the measuring cup and you would normally chop that down. Okay, 5 seconds and transfer and set aside. Great. Now we're moving on to garlic. So that actually tells me I can probably garnish on the top with parsley and it'll do just the same job at the end. Three garlic cloves, or what I'm going to put in is probably about the equivalent of 3 teaspoons. I have a mega teaspoon today, so it is just 2 big scoops. Then we're going to put into the bowl, actually it should chop it, but we've got paste. We don't need to chop. If you don't have paste, remember you can substitute with your powder. Okay, all about substitution and shortcuts around here. So we skip the cutting down stage because we don't need to make it small. And now we've got some butter. Now this obviously is dairy based. Let me tell you how to make it dairy free if you need to. Okay, instead of 100 grams of unsalted butter, put in 100 grams of olive oil. And later on when it calls for your pure cream, put in 100 grams of coconut cream. All right, and then you have dairy free Diane sauce. How cool is that? Like, the Thermomix makes it so incredibly simple to do the swaps and substitutions. Like, it really, really does. You know, it's not going to cost you a fortune to be able to make it dairy free. So I'm just coming up to the 100 grams. If you had salted butter as well, don't let that stop you. Just skip the salt out later. All right, close enough there at 99. All right, without the measuring cup. So it wants to now cook down that garlic and make it absolutely amazing for 4 minutes. Okay, it's just going to cook that down into beautifulness. While that's happening, use your preview button to tell you what you need next. Now you need brandy. If you don't have brandy, what could you substitute? Good question. I'd be looking at something like, you could use an orange juice. Would be similar. It's obviously not going to give you a traditional Diane sauce flavour because it's traditionally made with brandy, but it's one of those things that could work instead because it's got that little bit of sweetness to it, which is what you expect from brandy. What else could you use? I would actually go for something like if I had some meat stock, so I was very tempted to put in my chicken juice, except we've used it already from a couple of days ago. We steamed the whole chicken. And use 100 grams of those juices instead. I think that would be beautiful as well. Not sweet, obviously, so it's still not going to be traditionally Diane, but close. You know, like, what are people going to know? They're going to eat it and think it's phenomenal anyway. This is smelling so good. But in saying that, I'm going to stop it early and continue because I want to show you guys the rest of this recipe. So, silver button to stop it. Next up, it did get up to 100 degrees, which is good. That kind of tells me it's starting to sweeten. It smells amazing. And it's melted, which is important as well. 100 grams of brandy. This is the very end of our bottle. Going in now. I may not even have 100 grams. But you know, that's okay. We'll work with what we got. Okay, next up we've got, without the measuring cup, it's going to cook that for 5 more minutes. And you know me, I'm going to skip this through. Will it taste nicer reduced down? Maybe a smidgen. Is it going to wreck it? No. All right, is anyone probably going to notice at my house? Highly likely, no one will notice. Okay, 2 teaspoons of tomato paste. It'd be different if I was cooking for, you know, if I had people over or something and I'm preparing a whole lot of amazing food, I'd make the effort and I'd cook it down. Okay, I would cook it down. But for my family, lunch, steak, and going on some lovely little rissoles I've made, doesn't really matter. All right, Dijon mustard. Where's my Dijon? If you don't have Dijon, whole grain will also do the job. English mustard would also do the job. All those. Okay, 1 teaspoon of that. I think it's 1 teaspoon. No, 1 tablespoon. Hang on, let's go back for another big one. Decent amount. There we go. And this is also why you could get away with it being dairy-free and not noticing too much, because you've got so many strong flavours in there. You've got big amount of garlic, big amount of Dijon, Worcestershire sauce, a big amount of Worcestershire sauce, you know, like it's a decent amount in there. I'm actually going to bring up the scales, a little tip here. It wants 1 tablespoon. That's about 20 grams. So I can literally pour in approximately 20 grams and know, or 23, and know that's pretty close to a tablespoon, okay? So there's a little tip for today as well. Works better when it is a runny liquid. It's more accurate. Okay, pouring cream. This is where I said you could certainly swap it for a dairy-free alternative. 200 grams. And we're nearly at the step where it's just going to cook for us. How cool is this? It is so easy to make something that you'd actually go out and pay for. Like, you'd pay to have steak, salad, and a Diane sauce, right? Whereas I don't need to. Magic ingredient. Now it says chicken stock paste. I don't do chicken stock paste. I just do good old-fashioned veggie stock paste. The very first thing you hopefully made in your Thermomix. If you've not done it yet, let's get online together and I'll cook it with you, okay? Hit me up and go, Lisa, I've not made veggie stock. And we'll jump online one evening and let's cook together, okay? I'd love you to have this as a staple in your home, okay? Because it becomes that beef, it becomes that chicken, it becomes that enhancer. I think I spoke in the meatball recipe about the fact that I swap out salt for stock, okay? It's a flavor enhancer, but it's also got nutritional value. It's got celery and zucchini, and I skipped the tomato out, but it's got like all these other things, like all this good stuff, right? And without the measuring cup, and this is the end of the recipe. Like, we're gonna just do one step. 2 minutes, 90 degrees, and it's gonna be done, ready to serve. So it's coming up to temperature, and it's gonna be ready to go on the steak. Actually, before I go further, add the reserve parsley. Okay, that is how simple it is to make this. No buying it, okay? No more jars, containers of sauces in your fridge. Go grab the downloadable, tmxeventures.com.au over there, and get yourself stocked up so you know what you've got in your fridge. You know the ingredients, you know what it's made on, you know there's no colors, numbers, additives, preservatives, MSG, all that sort of stuff, okay? You can take control of that. Yes, they have an expiry. Look at that fly. They have an expiry, you know, but I don't know how long this is going to last, probably a week or so. Freeze the leftovers, label it, freeze it, put it in a glad bag, flat pack it, so then you can get it out and use it when you want it, okay? But otherwise, guys, I hope you found this video helpful. I hope you'll give this recipe a go, and when you do, I can't wait to hear from you. If you need any help with your Thermomix, I'm here to support you to get the most out of it, so don't be a stranger, reach out, I'd love to help you. But otherwise, take care, I'll see you in the next video soon, so bye for now.